Let's talk about Broadcom now. It's bidding for what could be the biggest tech deal in history. The US company just offered $130 billion to buy rival chipmaker Qualcomm, with around 75% offered in cash. A merger would make it the world's third biggest chipmaker after Samsung and Intel. Now, Broadcom has offered $70 a share. That is a 28% premium on Qualcomm's closing price of around $55 on Thursday. But Qualcomm is expected to reject the proposal, arguing the bid undervalues the company. A merger would create an electronics giant worth more than $200 billion, with huge control over the supply chain for smartphones, a reason why Broadcom could face challenges with regulators. Let's get more on this now with Santosh Rao, who joins me from New York. He's the head of research at Manhattan Venture Partners. Great to have you on Money Talks as always, Santosh. Let's talk about this deal. It looks huge. Qualcomm has patents on many of the basic processors that run modern smartphones. Run us through some of these technologies.
Yeah, I think Qualcomm is a big player. It's one of the dominant players in the cell phones. And it was more so when it was 2G and 3G. But as we go up the chain, I think their value is coming down as other chip makers take more and more share in the cell phone. But overall, I think Qualcomm is a dominant player. So is Broadcom. We have to see where the chips fall, literally. But I think in the end, right now, Qualcomm is in a weak position. There's a lot of headwinds. They're being sued by other companies. They're in an expensive lawsuit with Apple. The cell phone replacement cycles are getting stretched. So I think a lot of headwinds for Qualcomm. So I think this is the right time for Broadcom to kind of make a bid for Qualcomm.
You answered my next question then about the timing of this deal. So it's because of some of these challenges that Qualcomm is facing, we're seeing pressure on its share price, which has come down quite a bit over this year. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, can you repeat the last part?
We're talking about the share price of Qualcomm, which has come under quite a bit of pressure because of some of these challenges that you've been talking about. So is that the reason why Broadcom has made this offer now, when its share price has been depressed?
Absolutely. That's a very big very big reason. The shareholders of Qualcomm are getting restless. I think they will force the board to consider the bid. I'm sure the final price will be much higher than what it is right now. This is the opening bid. I think in the end, it makes a lot of sense. Broadcom has the scale. They're in the other markets. Qualcomm is predominantly in the mobile devices. They're trying to go into other areas. They wanted to buy the NXP, which is still kind of delayed. The merger, we don't know if it's going to happen. So I think there's some delay, some factors. I think that's what's causing. This is the right time for Broadcom to strike when Qualcomm is in a weak position.
Okay, we've looked at it from the point of view of investors. We've looked at it from the point of view of the companies. But what about consumers? If these two giant companies get together and form an even bigger company, as we've said, possibly the third biggest chip maker after Samsung and Intel, what does that do to chip prices, and what does that do to competition within the industry? And does that make gadgets for you and me more expensive?
Yes, I think what's happening is you're seeing consolidation in the semiconductor industry. In the end, there is going to be some rationalization. And the semiconductor industry did not have the pricing power that it did it never did for a long time because it was such a fragmented market. But now with the consolidation, I'm sure you will see 2 or 3 top players really driving the whole industry, driving the prices. You will see a lot of niche companies coming in with some innovations.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of rationalization going on in the semiconductor industry, and so in the end, it's all good.
Fantastic. Santosh Rao, Manhattan Venture Partners in New York. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.